Hi everyone. My mom is thinking about making friendship bracelets, and so I thought I would use that idea and come up with a math problem. So what I have is 55 yards of string, and I want to know how many inches do I have. So before we get into solving that problem, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the mystery word for today, and it is Kit Kat. So you may notice something unusual about these Kit Kats, but again, the mystery word is Kit Kats. So now we're going to get back to the problem of 55 yards of string, and we want to know how many inches do we have. So this board here that she's using to make the bracelets, it kind of can help us with that. So I see from here I've got 1 inch to here I've got 12 inches. So remember, that's the size of a ruler. And then if I, go on across, I see, from 12 to 24, that's going to be 2 feet. And then from 24 to 36 is 3 feet, which is 1 yard. So that's what we're using here with this problem. Since we want to know how many inches we have, I can look at my conversions. And 3 feet equals a yard, 12 inches equals a foot, and then like we saw in here, 36 inches equals 1 yard. So because I'm going from yards, which you can imagine from here to 36 is 1 yard. So I'm going from yards, which is a larger unit, to inches, which is a smaller unit, then I need to multiply. And I can use my conversion factor of 36, since there's 36 inches in a yard. That tells me that I multiply 55 times 36. So, you can use any strategy. I'm going to go ahead and use the area model. So I'm going to split up the 50 and 5 and 30 and 6. So 30 times 50 gives me 1,500. 30 times 5 gives me 150. Then 6 times 50 gives me 300. And then 6 times 5 gives me 30. So then I'm going to add these together, and I have 1,650, 330. So then I put those two together, and I end up with 1,980. And remember, this is inches because we were looking for how many inches of string we had. Now I'm going to look at one other situation. So I've got 1,980 inches. So if I wanted to know how many feet of string I have, I can look at that. So now I'm going from inches. I'm starting out at inches and I'm changing it to feet. So inches are smaller than feet, because remember, this ruler would be 1 foot. And then we've got our individual inches up here. This, we can see how much an inch is. So the inches are smaller. So now I'm starting out with the smaller amount, and I'm changing it to the larger amount. So if I'm going from smaller to larger, I divide. So again, I'm going to divide by 12, since there's 12 inches in a foot. So 1,980 divided by 12, and we have many different methods we can use, but we're trying to figure out how many feet we have. So I'm going to start out thinking about groups of 12 that I can make with 1980, or 1,980. So if I did 10 times 12, that's only going to be 120. So that's not very much. But if I did 100 times 12, that'll give me 1,200. So that gets me a lot closer. So I'm going to do 100 here. So 100 times 12 gives me 1,200. I subtract, and now I have 780 to work with. So I could do a group of 10, but I may want to try to get closer. So if I think about, since 5 times 12 is 60, if I did 50 times 12, that would be 600. So that's going to get me a little bit more to take off. So now I've got 180 left over. So I'll go ahead and do a group of 10. So 10 times 12 is 120. And then I have exactly 60 left over. So I can make 5 groups. 5 times 12 is 60. Now I've got nothing left over, so I need to add my partial quotients here. So I've got 100, 50, 10, and 5. So I put that together and I have 165. So remember, this is feet, so I have 165 feet. So there's, 3 different ways that we can name the amount of string. We have the 55 yards, the 165 feet, or our 1,980 inches. All right, you've got a few more problems that I want you to convert, and think about these conversion factors. The 3 feet equals a yard, the 12 inches equals a foot, and then the 36 inches equals a yard. All right, always do your best.